Susano-o and Ōkuninushi. Ōkuninushi, who had been killed twice by his brothers, went to see Susano-o, his ancestor god who was living in a part of the world of the dead, which was ruled by his mother goddess Izanami. So Susano-o had settled down to live close to her. Ōkuninushi went down the slope dividing the worlds and found the mansion of Susano-o. A beautiful young lady came out from the mansion. She was so beautiful that Ōkuninushi instantly fell in love with her. He said, "Hi, is this the mansion of Susano-sama? I came here to meet him." She had also fallen in love with him at first sight and said, "Yes, I am his daughter, Suseribime." Then she went into the mansion and told Susano-o, "Father, a very nice god came to see you." Susano-o saw him and immediately noticed that both of the young people had fallen in love with each other. He wanted to test Ōkuninushi to see if he deserved to have his daughter. "Welcome here, Ōkuninushi. I know your circumstances. Please take a rest in this room tonight." Susano-o showed him the way to a room, but the room was the habitat of dozens of poisonous snakes. "Oh, how can I sleep here?" thought Ōkuninushi. But Suseribime came and handed him a scarf and said, "This is a magical scarf. Please flutter the scarf 3 times, and those snakes will become very calm and never attack you." Ōkuninushi received the scarf and fluttered the 3 times as she had said. Then the snakes became quiet as if they had fallen asleep, and Ōkuninushi was able to sleep well there. The following day, Susano-o was surprised as he saw Ōkuninushi was very refreshed. So he set the next trial and he put Ōkuninushi into a room filled with thousands of wasps and centipedes. "Oh, how can I survive in this room?" Ōkuninushi sighed, but soon Suseribime came again and handed him another scarf. "This is also a magical scarf having an effect against wasps and centipedes." Ōkuninushi fluttered it 3 times, and the insect cleared a wide space for him. He was able to sleep well that night too. Susano-o didn't stop testing him. On the 3rd day, Susano-o took him to a wild grass field, and he fired off a whistling arrow and said, "Go and find that arrow. No help from Suseribime today." Ōkuninushi was surprised and wondered if he was serious, but it was only a second thought. "All right, I'll find and bring it back." He went into the depths of the grass field, and while he was looking for the arrow, Susano-o set fire to the grass. Ōkuninushi noticed that suddenly a big fire had surrounded him and panicked. "Oh, what can I do? Suseribime!" Then he heard a small voice from below. It was a mouse singing, "Inside is empty and outside is fragile." The mouse danced as if signaling to him. "Okay, Mr. Mouse, do you want me to do the same?" Ōkuninushi danced exactly like the mouse did. Huh! Suddenly, a big hole opened under his foot and he fell into a huge mouse nest. He and the mouse were then able to escape from the fire and heat. When he looked at the mouse, he saw that it was holding the whistling arrow. "What a kind and clever mouse! Thank you very much." Ōkuninushi took the arrow and returned it to Susano-o. Suseribime had heard that her father god had set fire to him, and she thought he had killed Ōkuninushi. But while she was crying, Ōkuninushi himself came back to her with the arrow. They were happy and hugged each other. They thought that Susano's trial had ended. But Susano didn't stop. He said, "Now I admit you are not bad, Ōkuninushi. Well, come and hunt lice from my head." Susano laid in front of Ōkuninushi, but there were no lice, but big poisonous centipedes. This time also Suseribime helped him, and he pretended to biting them to death one by one. Susano was pleased and thought, "Ōkuninushi is a really nice guy." And he fell asleep. Suseribime came to him silently and told Ōkuninushi, "My father went too far. If you stay any longer, he will kill you. Let's run away together." He nodded to her. They tied Susano's hair to a thick pillar and took some of Susano's weapons and his harp. They ran out of the mansion silently, but the branch of the tree scraped the strings of the harp. The loud sound woke up Susano-o, but he was tied to the pillar and couldn't chase them immediately. When they arrived on top of the slope dividing the worlds, Susano cried out to them, "Ōkuninushi, slay your evil brothers using those weapons, and you can have my daughter as your wife. Build a great palace in Izumo province and be a great king there, my good boy." "Thank you for everything, Susano-o-sama. I'll do that." Ōkuninushi called him back. After returning back to the living world, Ōkuninushi did everything that Susano had told him. After that, he went back to Inaba and married the goddess of Inaba as his second wife.